Do it.
Hello and welcome. This is Peggy Paul, the Senior Director of Community Health in the Twin Cities for the American Heart Association. I'm glad that you're with us today to learn about how you can make a healthier workplace at your employer. And joining me today is Tracy Kabisic, who is our co-chair for our Worksite Wellness Committee. And Tracy's going to walk through our Healthy Food and Beverage Toolkit and enlighten you on the offerings there. And then we have two guests that are here from Prime Therapeutics who will share with you how they got started in their company and share their best practices. And we will not be taking questions at the end of this webinar. However, I will have my email address listed at the end, which is peggy.paul, P-A-U-L, @heart.org. And I'm happy to field any questions that you would have from this webinar after you listen through. So enjoy yourself, and Tracy, thanks for being here.
Thanks, Peggy. Welcome, everyone. The American Heart Association believes that everyone deserves to live a healthier, longer life. Through science-based knowledge, we empower people, communities, and organizations to build a sustainable culture of health. This is going to be one of those rubber meets the road type webinars, extremely practical and useful for you within your organization. You'll receive a tour of the toolkit today that gives you specific guidance on how to improve the quality of the food and beverages provided at your worksite. So let me ask you this question. Think about the leadership of your organization. What are the qualities that they want and expect in their employees each day? No matter what industry you're in, I'm guessing that some of your answers might be engaged, alert, able to think clearly and make wise decisions, energized, and productive. So that being said, let's take a look at the typical food that's available within work sites across the United States. Any of these look familiar? I'm sure many of these items turn up in your office on a regular basis. They may even be within arm's reach of you right now. Think about how you feel a short time after eating these types of foods. You might even call it the sugar crash. And if a business wants productive employees, the energy sources available throughout the day are really important and should be those that provide better nutrients. We can't always change the type of food an employee brings in their lunch bag to the office, but when it's provided by the employer, there's a great opportunity to make healthy choices the easiest choice. And sometimes it's the how that gets in the way of us making these changes. Making healthy changes in the workplace, where many adults spend a majority of their waking hours, is an important way to help people eat better and learn about healthier choices. Together, we really can create this culture of health, an environment where the healthy choice is the easy choice. And it can be challenging sometimes when our typical food culture is not always suggesting a healthy diet. So here's a story for you. I went to a family barbecue a few weekends ago and happened to pick up and read the packaging on a food item on the picnic table. See if you can guess the food item. The packaging read, "Take a moment to relax, unwind from your day, and savor right now, one delicious bite at a time." So do you have a guess as to the product? Okay, it was a family picnic, so you might have guessed. It was a bag of potato chips. Now, most of us wouldn't associate a bag of potato chips as a healthy way to unwind from our day, and I typically would not call potato chips savory. However, this is the type of messaging and marketing our employees are seeing every day, and it makes it challenging when trying to change a food culture within your organization. This toolkit is about improving food and beverage options within the workplace. Studies have shown that improving the type of foods and beverages served and sold in the workplace positively affects employees' eating behaviors and results in net weight loss. We also know that maintaining a healthier workforce can positively impact your direct and indirect healthcare costs. So whether you are in charge of, or if you're an influencer of, food provided at meetings, food that gets catered in, food that's provided as snacks, or even food that's provided in your vending machines, this training will equip you to make your worksite a healthier environment. Know that you don't have to have a background in nutrition to make healthy changes. You may even find yourself asking questions already, such as, oh gosh, will planning healthier meals mean I have fewer options? Will offering healthier foods cost more to my company? What are some of the ways I can even determine if a menu item is healthy? Will planning healthier meals mean boring, bland foods at the table because my coworkers are not going to enjoy that? Well, the toolkit answers these and many more of your commonly asked questions. So here's the overview of the toolkit, and before we dig into the components, know that it's extremely practical for you, and it does the following. It provides guidance for anyone involved with food and beverages within an organization. It can be adapted to fit the needs of any type or size of organization or company. So note this toolkit is geared specifically for organizations. There's also a separate toolkit that's available for communities if you work within a community environment. Know that you can use this toolkit in your organization right away. It truly is a turnkey solution for you. It's easy to use and implement, and again, extremely practical. So we will talk about the various user tools that are included to make implementation of this toolkit a breeze for you. And it's an evolving evergreen resource that will continue to be updated as well. Each toolkit contains 3 primary content sections. There's guidance for leadership and management, guidance on meetings, gatherings, and events, and guidance on vending machines. We will also use guideposts which align with the American Heart Association's healthy eating recommendations that were used in the development of the toolkit. These guideposts include eat fruits and vegetables, choose fiber-rich whole grains, eat fish, especially those high in the omega-3 fatty acids, limit sodium and added sugars, choose fats wisely, eat nuts, seeds, and legumes. The toolkit provides these other tools in addition to the food and beverage guidance and standards. So here are some other things you will find that can be really useful for you in your program. A printable pledge form. This is a great place to start, especially with your leadership. This is something that can be printed and distributed or displayed within a company or organization. It's simply a pledge that your leadership is going to be making a statement around better food and beverages within the workplace. Really great place to start within this food and beverage toolkit. There's a sample email to employees or customers, members, sample text of an email that may be sent to your employees, coworkers by the leadership, letting them know what type of changes are being made in the workplace and why they're being made. There's a quick start guide. This is a really easy to read 2-page document that gives you specific guidance around serving beverages, meals, and snacks. It actually will tell you very specifically what foods to choose for a meeting or gathering. There's guidance for caterers and food vendors. This is a standalone piece that can actually be given to vendors to say this is what we want to see happen within the vending machines in our workplace. Related to that, there's also a vending machine inventory worksheet, a tool that helps evaluate specific products that are currently in your vending machines and assist with an internal audit process of sorts in order to have an informed conversation with your vending partner. There's also a Q&A about the toolkit, its contents, and how to use them, and a pre-implementation assessment survey, which you will be invited to take by email in order to help us measure the pre- and post-success of the food and beverage toolkit. There's also a glossary of food and nutrition items included in the toolkit as well, and additional tools and a post-implementation assessment will be added in the future. So let's look at 7 simple steps to get started. This guidance is for really specifically for leadership or for anyone getting started with the toolkit, and it includes 7 simple steps to help improve the food and beverage environment immediately. So take a look at this list and see which of these items would be easiest to implement in your organization right away. Is it reducing the soft drinks and beverages within sugar-sweetened beverages within your organization? Is it offering fruit or beverage with every meal? Or fruit or vegetable serving, excuse me. Is it not serving butter? And that's a fairly simple one. Is it reducing and eliminating candy in your vending machines? Switching to fiber-rich whole grain bread products? Serving fruit instead of traditional desserts? Or maybe it's just as easy not to serve fried foods going forward. So think about what's easiest for your organization and start there. Also looking at healthier beverages, here's some guidance for when you're providing beverages at a meeting. The first and foremost, the easiest one to provide, water. Plain, sparkling, flavored, or even the fruit-infused water that's becoming very popular. That I'm seeing a lot with water bottles that can do fruit infusion, and also containers that you can have at your workplace that offer a place to do to contain fruit and do a fruit-infused water for your employees. It's recommended that there's no more than 10 calories per serving. Milk is always a healthy option as well. Juice, and that would be 100% fruit or vegetable juice. Nothing with added sugars or sweeteners if possible, and not more than 120 calories per 8 fluid ounce is the preferred serving size. And there are some other options for beverages, but really look at the calories and things. And when in doubt, go for the water. And that's just the easiest to provide to employees. So looking at healthier meals, here are some of the tips for planning and serving healthier meals at your workplace. Ensure that healthier options are attractively presented, well lit, and appealing. On buffets, if you're serving a buffet at your workplace, place the healthier options in the most prominent positions at the start of the line, where they're most likely to be seen and chosen, and that way people will fill their plate up with those before they maybe get to the less healthier options within the buffet. Provide reasonable portions of foods and beverages. Avoid large portions. Here's a simple way to do that. Just cut large portions in halves or quarters when possible. So I'm thinking about bagels, sandwiches that you might bring in. Cut those in quarters, and most employees are not likely to take all 4 quarters. They might take 1 or 2, so their serving size is less. Offer at least 1 fruit or vegetable every time food is served. Challenge employees to aim for filling half their plate with fruits and vegetables. You can even create some fun signage on a buffet that could help with this, that could challenge your employees to do that and compete with one another for who could fill the most portion of their plate with fruit and vegetables. If you do serve bread products, they should be whole grains and high in dietary fiber. And we don't recommend serving butter. So is butter bad? No, butter isn't bad, but it's really not needed either. You know, if it's not there, employees are not likely to miss it, and it's an added fat that we don't necessarily need in a workplace scenario. Salads are a good option and an easy way to fit in more fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. However, even salads can be unhealthy if there's too much or too heavy of a dressing that's used. So avoid heavy, creamy dressings, and request, if you can, that all salad dressings be served on the side. We talked about providing milk or water with your meals and no regular soft drinks or sugar-sweetened beverages. So healthier snacks and breaks. So maybe it's not a buffet that you're planning, but maybe it's healthier snacks that you're providing to employees during the workday, or you're providing something for a break during a meeting. So here are just a few of the suggestions for healthier snacks that can be served at meeting breaks. Fruits and vegetables are always a great choice and offer lots of variety. Also, things like hummus, salsa, nuts, trail mix, and yogurt are also really great suggestions. More suggestions and detailed guidance are provided in the toolkit. You know, another option for you is not to even provide between meal snacks. Food and beverages don't always need to be provided, and that might be a place to be able to cut a little bit. So let's look at healthier vending machines, because I know this is a challenge for many workplaces. How do you create healthier vending machines within your workplace? Vending machines are a highly visible source of food and beverages in a company. They're usually available around the clock. They don't close. So it's a go-to place for your employees when they need to take a break. Improving the nutritional quality of the vending machine selections is an important step toward creating a culture of health within your organization. So here are some things that you can do. Add healthier selections. And the suggestions within the toolkit will make that easy for you and make the conversation with your vending machine vendor easier as well. Select the smallest package sizes available. Reduce and ultimately eliminate all candy. Reduce and ultimately eliminate all regular chips, no matter how savory they might be. Baked chips could be an option for you, and pretzels would be another way to substitute within a vending machine. Reduce and ultimately eliminate desserts and sweets. Reduce and ultimately eliminate sugar-sweetened beverages. That way, the fuel that your employees are getting when they most need it is the healthiest fuel and the best for their body as they continue their workday. Detailed guidance, an action plan, and an assessment tool, again, of the vending machine are provided within the toolkit. So the Healthy Workplace Food and Beverage Toolkit is available to you online. This is the best resource and best way to get the toolkit. If you visit www.heart.org/food where you are, that's FOODWHEREUR, food where you are. This toolkit is only really available online at this time, and there's a few reasons for that. We want to make sure that the Healthy Living team here at the American Heart Association can keep the content as up-to-date and accessible as possible for you. That way you're always getting the most recent version of the toolkit. The toolkit is posted online in two ways for you. One is a large document that includes all of the content. The second way you'll find it online is as a set of separate documents that you can easily identify and quickly access and print the pieces you need as you need them. Everything within the toolkit is printer friendly, and if you find that you'd like printed copies of any of the resources, you can easily do that. So if you wanted to print out something like the Quick Start Guide or the vending machine inventory, really easy for you to do that. The reason we have it online is you really need to register to receive access to the toolkit. It is free, but we're asking for registration, which facilitates a few things. It helps us track the volume of users and understand who is using the toolkit, who has requested it. It also allows us to follow up with companies as needed and also offer communication to you about future enhancements as they happen to the toolkit. Everyone who registers will be invited to participate in pre- and post-implementation assessment surveys as well. So be sure to bookmark the page once you register. That way you won't have to register again in the future, and it will always be accessible to you. At this time, I'm going to turn the webinar over to Adriana Grieser and Lauren Matrenga from Prime Therapeutics. They are going to share a very practical example of how they have put this into practice within their organization.